Hello there everyone, welcome to another Italian pronunciation video, this time for the aria Verdi prati by Handel. We will explore some ideas to help you get started on singing more precise Italian and also discuss the proper open and closed vowels and other hidden non-written Italian pronunciation code such as phrasal doubling and assimilation. Before we do that, please direct your attention to the description of this video below. There are several ways you can support this channel. I have a Patreon option, I have a crypto wallet, and I also have a PayPal option. Also, there are links to my various websites, my Facebook fan page. Please give me a visit and a like if you have a moment. Also, I will leave the description, actually the written text of this aria in the description, and you can follow along as we do this. It has my system of writing out the things in Italian that aren't phonetic and the phrasal doublings and the assimilation. If you're new to these terms, by the end of this video, you should have a grasp of what I'm saying, and this will serve as a basis for pronunciation, and then you can go and study, go and compare to Italian singers singing the same aria. Okay, and as you will hone your Italian. So, first I will read the entire text line by line, and then we'll break it down word by word in lots of detail. So first, line by line. Verdi prati, selve, amɛne, perderete la beltà, Vaghi fior, corrɛnti rivi, la vaghezza, la bellezza, prɛsto in voi si cangerà, e cangiato il vago oggɛtto, all'orror del primo aspɛtto, tutto in voi ritornerà. So I went really slowly, and I kind of tried to do the distorted rhythm of singing, right? So if you're an Italian speaker, I'm not quite doing things the way you speak. I am distorting, I'm elongating certain things. This is how we negotiate sung Italian versus spoken. Okay, it's in a different time. You have to elongate vowels, you have to hit the consonant sharply, you have to delay certain consonants as you go. Okay, so now let's break it down word by word and examine a lot of the mistakes I hear people making. So the very first word has a closed E, right? So E is a non-phonetic vowel. It has two forms in Italian. It's either like hey in English, right? A, right? And then there's the open one, as in head, right? So both of these are pure vowels in Italian, meaning that your jaw does not move as it does in English. I will give you an example. If I say, hey, and I'm exaggerating the jaw movement, you notice my jaw slides like that. In Italian, it would just be, hey, right, where the jaw stays, right? So that's what makes the vowel pure. In the open form, the jaw will just stay, right? So in English, my jaw will move. Had. And in English, one vowel melds into another, right? Sort of the motion like that. In Italian, the jaw motion is sharper from vowel to vowel. So if you remember that, that will help you in singing to get rid of your accent. So in this case, the E is A. Now, there's another thing. There's a rolled R in this word. So when I say Verdi, the R rolls like that. Now, the other characteristic of the Italian R is that it does not influence the vowel at all. So in English, if I said something similar, like the word chair or hair, you see the R is bleeding over, and it's anticipating itself in the vowel. So in English, chair, we end up with this air vowel. That's not really a vowel. It's a mix of a whole bunch of vowels, right? And in this word, you could say Verdi, like chair, like the same vowel, right? And it's actually a, r, d. You understand, right? So a, r, d. Verdi. And this is how you practice. You separate the vowels. You're going to separate the vowel out from the R, not let it influence it. I in Italian is always E. Okay, so that's a phonetic vowel. So notice that the R rolls in this word, and there are some R's that flip. Well, let's just go over why an R will roll in Italian, and that's because it touches a consonant. So any R in Italian that touches a consonant will be R. And not only that, when you sing R, you have the pitch of the note. So if you're singing one note, I have my piano again, my piano on, right? So you're singing, you can actually sing a pitch on that note. Does that make sense? Okay, so the second word also has a rolled R because that R touches a P. So it doesn't matter which side of the R the consonant occurs on, it will make a roll. Prati, prr. And notice that the R is up here. And I'm going on and on and on about R, but the first two words you have a lot of R's. So the difference between an English R or American English R, especially it's down there, and I'm exaggerating, but it's way down here, and an Italian R is there. So I've seen people roll an R and then immediately go to the R position of American English. So like this, prati, right? And that drags your voice down. So you want to stay in the space of the next vowel. A, prati, prati. So like that. Notice that A is a phonetic vowel and it always makes ah sound. So we're going to also talk about the T because we have a single T. Now there's a big difference in Italian between single T and double T. And the difference is that double T stops phonation. So if I had the word for all, tutto, I stop. I go up to the T, tutto, and then I stop and I say another T. And in this word is a single T. So it would be prati. I don't allow the phonation to stop. Now I can do double T in this word and do it wrong. Prati. And you hear this often when people sing. That's a mistake, right? So that's double T. The phonation stopped. So you have to be careful to elongate the ah and not stop phonation. Prati. Okay, going on. Selve. So here we have not had one open vowel yet in Italian, and this is a closed vowel, right? So on a stress of a word, the vowel can either be a or e, or o or a. So I did both forms of the non-phonetic vowels. There's e and o. E and o have both two forms. Okay, so you have to memorize the stressed vowels in Italian because they could be either. Now the unstressed vowels are all the smaller form or the closed form. So unstressed vowels in a word are always a or o. Okay, so in this case, selve, they're both closed. A, selve. Notice that the L going into the V phonates. It's actually double L. Selve. L. So L's and M's double by phonating. They're the opposite of T's and K's that double by stopping phonation. So it's the absolute opposite. Selve, right? Okay, going on. Amɛne. Now this is a very good word for non-Italians to try to practice because the single consonants are what the problem is. And notice that we have our first open vowel And again, it's on the stress. So on the stress of the word, we have to memorize every word because there's no rhyme or reason to what's open and what's closed. It can be either. So the final E is closed, and we have a single M and a single N. Amɛne. Now, if I do it in slow motion, the way you sing it, it's like that. Amɛne. Now, if I did double M and double N, it would sound like this. Amɛne. So you see, how did I make double N and double M? By phonating. Double M. Double N. Right? You do not want this in this word, and this is the mistake that's often made. Amɛne, right? That's the mistake. Amɛne. So I hope that clears that up. Next, we have a word with 1, 2, 3, 4 A vowels, and they're all exactly the same, right? So they're all A. Perderete. Now, I am exaggerating the closedness of these vowels for demonstration, right? You could open them a bit, like the stretch of, hey, hey, Joe, perderete, right? But the character of them all are A. The audience has to hear A, right? So, in this case, perderete. Now, notice there are two different R's. One is rolled and one is flipped. The first one is rolled. Why? Because it touches a consonant. The second one is flipped because it's surrounded by vowels. So, rolled R, R, perde, right? Rete, one R, rete, one R, one T. So this is another one, good one for the coordination of going between rolled R and flipped R. Next word, la. Is always a. Now this word, next word is beltà. It's short for beltade, beltade, right? So because the accent is on the a, the first vowel is closed. Beltà. Now you say bella, right? Bellezza, right? You see? So as it gets unstressed, it becomes closed. Beltà. Next, Vaghi. Vaghi. So GHI is G. GI is G. The reason is I is a soft vowel, so it needs an H to harden it. It's the vowel that affects this, right? So GI again, G, GHI, G. Vaghi. Here we have a semivowel, fiore, right, is the actual word, and it's shortened to fior. R. Notice that the final R rolls, especially if you go right on to the next word. Fior. Okay, so fiore, fior, closed O. Next word, corrɛnti. So the first vowel is closed because it's in the unstressed part of the word, and then the stressed vowel, gerunds, are all open. So corrɛnti. Someday I will do on the parts of speech, the ones that the formulas of open and close that are always open. But corrɛnti, rivi. Notice that there's a single V, right? How would I do double V? Rivi, right? You don't want that. Rivi. Okay, going on. La, we've had. Vaghezza. So the ending etza, meaning ness, right? Loveliness, beautifulness is etza. That's always closed. The ZZ is TZ. Vaghezza. There are some ZZs that are DZ, and has to do with whether the word had a D in Latin. And again, those all have to be memorized, right? So some words are TZ and some are DZ. In this case, this is etza, bellezza, vaghezza, closed E, bellezza, bellezza. And the L has to be exaggerated in speech to be heard. Bellezza. Okay, do you hear that? Going on. Prɛsto. So here's a word that I also have people distort from speech because you wouldn't say it that way. Prɛsto, right? You could say it with the S on the first syllable in spoken. In Italian, sung Italian, you have to be very careful to keep the S on the second note you sing. So the first note is all prɛsto. Okay, does that make sense? So delay the S. Doesn't mean you have to downplay the S. It just means you delay it. Okay? Going on. So that's an open E, like the E in head. Prɛsto. And it's, so if you notice that the difference between open E and closed E is that closed E is written in IPA just like the normal E that you see, and open E is with the rounded edges. I don't believe that there is one open O in this aria. No, everything is closed. So the printed O that you see is closed O, like Joe, right? And the open O is the broken circle with the back. It looks like a backwards C. That's the IPA for open O, and you'd see that in another word like cuore, fuoco, right? So you'll see that in another aria. Okay, so now we have voi, voi. It doesn't rhyme with boy in English. It's not voy, right? It's actually closed though in a semivowel. Voi, voi, voi. And you say it really fast, right? So now the N before the V, we have our first assimilation. IN is usually in, right? But because we have the V, it happens like this, in voi. What happened? I went in voi. We actually do this in English when we say the word in fact. If you say the combination words in fact, in fact, in fact, in fact. If you say it fast, what happens is the N ends up on your bottom lip, touching your top teeth. So, presto in voi, in voi. It's called an assimilation when that happens. Italians often don't even know that they're doing it. And it's something that's very natural, goes by very fast, right? So if you were to put the N in your mouth singing this, you could probably do it in voi. It's fine, right? The problem is if you sing in voi and you release your tongue from the N, you end up with you end up with a shadow vowel, right, instead of the assimilation. Voi, and then that's not so attractive. It also takes you out of line in your voice, right? So the optimal one, and for legato, is in voi, right? Now, you can also do it wrong. So if I linger too much, in voi, and I call attention to it, then it's not natural. It becomes vulgar. It becomes heavy, right? We don't want anything heavy, right? So do the one that is the most natural for you. I just wanted to point out that there is the existence of this assimilation, and you will hear Italians do it when they're not thinking and they're just speaking. They will do it. So the best is to imitate the one that's natural, right? Imitate the one that's natural. Sounds like double speak, but that's the thing, is that it has to be something that is natural without thinking that you do. Okay, going on. Ccangiato, right? So ccangiato, cangerà. So the accent in this word is on the last stress, on the last syllable, right? Cangerà. So everything else, the E is going to be closed, right? Notice that E is also a soft vowel, so GE is J, right? You need an H to make it the hard G sound, right? So ccangerà. Next, orror. I do these words together because we have to say them all together in a combination. So notice that there's a double L, and we already gone over how to do that, right? You just your phonate al, and your vocal cords keep going. Now, orrore is horror, right? There's also another combination in Old Italian for right now, which is orror, where you don't flip. So you have to make sure that you roll the R here, that we know that it's orrore versus orror, right? So now, or right now, right? So orror, orror. Now the next word is del, right? D-E-L, e, del. Close the primo. The R touches the P. We roll it. Primo. Right? The mistake I hear often is primo. Right? What did I do wrong? Double M. Right? Primo. Here's another word. Aspɛtto. So the infinitive is closed. Aspettare. Right? To your countenance. Aspetto. Right? Aspetto. Open E, aspetto, right? So, double T also. And an S that in speech you can say on the first syllable, aspetto, but in singing, aspetto, you have to sing later. Okay, so all of these things in this one word, you can make 5 mistakes in one word, right? And again, let's go over how to do the double T. Aspetto. Go up to the T, don't say it. We don't actually do 2 T's now, do we? Right? Aspetto. This is the way to divide the syllables for singing properly. And then again, we have another word, tutto, right? Here's another mistake I hear in this word is that yes, it is right that you're going to cut the U short to make the double T, but if you have no vowel whatsoever, it is not correct. Tutto. I hear that so much. Now, the double T was done correctly, but the U was too short, and now it sounds wrong. Again, here's the wrong version. Tutto. I can't tell you how many times I hear that. People sing tutto. You want to elongate the U. Go up to the T, don't say it. Then say it. We have the same kind of combination, in voi, right? And then we have an accent on the final syllable, ritornerà. Now you have 2 flipped vowels and 1 rolled vowel, right? So the R that touches the N is going to roll. So this is very good practice, this, right? So because you're coming out of the E of voi, this first R will flip. It's surrounded by vowels, right? And it's just what it's surrounded by which influences the R, whether it's rolled or flipped. And then the final R is in between an E and an A, ra. So, in voi ritornerà. So, do you see the R in the middle rolled and then they're flipped? Okay, I hope this helps you. You've made it to the end of another video, and well, if you feel you've benefited from my work and you saved some money, why not head over to Patreon or subscribe, support my work. There you may donate as little as a couple dollars a month, and your support would be very appreciated. Helps me very much in the creation of new videos. Also, you may all support me by just simply subscribing, sharing, and liking the videos. Sharing especially helps YouTube recognize that this channel is relevant. So remember, nothing takes the place of a great live coaching, so why not show off your new Italian pronunciation skills to your coach or your teacher? Your coach or your teacher will be very happy to be able now spend more time on music rather than pronunciation. If you have any questions, comments, please comment in the comment section. Also share, like my video, and give me your new requests. Thanks again for watching. We'll see you in the next video.